Hey y'all, how you doing today? So we have this arena event that just came out on Awaken Chaos Era, and if you delve into the event, what it wants you to do is get 4,000 points, but it only gives you a maximum of 40 points if you are the highest rank possible in the game. Lowest you could get is 20, so we're looking at a couple hundred matches. There's a very interesting way to go about doing this because, as you know, since they added the arena packs that can drop in the story, those could be in your inventory and we could be looking at somewhere up to near 200 tickets by now, so that'll cover what you need for the event. The problem we have now is that Arena is very time consuming and super boring, so how are you going to burn through 200 tickets? Well, the first thing we're going to need is some tools, and you can download ClickMate off the Google Play Store for Android. For iOS, I'm not sure what they have. I don't use an Apple phone. Last I checked, it was $4 to purchase the full version for a lifetime subscription. If it's increased since then, it's still definitely worth it, however much money it cost. After you download it, you're going to have to check your accessibility settings. So if you see this little man in the top right corner of my phone, if you click on him, it's a shortcut to my accessibility settings. You could also get to it through the settings in your phone. You want to make sure that ClickMate is enabled because it has a glitch sometimes where if your accessibility settings are not enabled, it will just tell you that it's not going to open. So make sure that that is activated. Here under the state, you want to make sure that is active. The state gives us the overlay. This needs permissions to sit on top of your screen as well. So if you have to give it permissions, just do it. And now we're looking at how we could use this tool to help us do this arena event, because whatever we do, we can record it and play it back again on an endless loop. So I'll just go ahead and show you how I'm going to do my recording. A lot of different people can have different types of recording styles, but this is how I generally like to do mine. On the main page, I'm going to start my recording. Also, in our options for the recording, you're going to want this to repeat an infinite amount of time, so you set that number to 0 for infinity. For playback speed, if you want to account for possible lag or loading times, you could set that lower so that it takes longer to play back through your macro. Now, whenever I start recording, the very first thing I'm going to do is refresh this list, confirm it, and we have 5 slots. Since this is the first match of the 5 slots, we can safely click the challenge under the first person's name. Sometimes they like to randomly move where the people you've challenged are in the placement, so you have to be careful. Make sure your team is set to auto. You want to auto this entire thing. And it's going to take about 10-15 minutes to set up, but at that point, you can just leave it alone. Start the match, don't touch anything. If they're faster than you, account for that time, because we are about to press our auto button and just let it go through. So if their entire team has to take a turn, looks like that could take anywhere from 15 to 20 seconds. It'd be funny if this dude sweep me. All right. Now that we're about at the point where we have a turn, we can hit auto. Now that it's autoing, just give it anywhere from 60 seconds to a full 3 minutes, because if the enemy has something like a Balberith, or if you get into a tank fight or something like that, generally you want these matches to not take that long, but this is also for the sake that we don't have to sit at our phone later. So I'm going to let this play out. Even if the fight finishes soon, I'm going to give it a full 3 minutes before I come back. Okay, now that the fight has ended, it's been about 60 seconds since I started that match. This is one of those longer matches I was talking about. I might want to go ahead and wait an extra 30 seconds before I continue, just in case the match were to still be going, but that's generally about as long as they could take. Also, if you lose, it doesn't really matter because competition isn't very stiff. I see people with the number 1 slot that don't even have a full team of 60s yet, so people aren't really taking PvP seriously right now anyways, and you'll be fine. Losing still gets you 20 points anyways, and winning gets you more. But all in all, if you lost every single match, you still only have to do 200. Versus if you won them all, you would have to do 100. Okay, that's about the point. I'm just going to start tapping my northern side of my screen religiously to try and close all of the pop-ups and all of the loot tables. And then if I got a level or something like that, whenever you're doing stages generally, you want to add some extra taps up here to get rid of dialogue or anything like that. All right, now let's look at our challenge board. Last time we went up to down on the challenge list because these could potentially be in random slots. Now we'll go from down to up. Just click challenge over everything as fast as you can. If you're worried that you'll overlay and tap off one of your units, make sure you do that fast so that that doesn't happen, because it'll be loading while you're doing the tapping. And if you can't tap fast enough, then just set the playback speed a little bit faster and wait a little bit longer so that the machine can take care of your speed for you. Okay, we're starting this one just like the last one. Going up and down the list, we're going to do 5 of these. So we're a little bit faster than these guys, but again, we have to account for if they had a win streaks or if they had some crazy composition that was going to have them moving for a long period of time right now. So I'll be right back while I wait on them to do that. Now we can press auto and wait it out for, again, 3 minutes if your team is on the very slow side. Generally, it shouldn't take longer than 60 seconds. And sometimes we won the match. Accounting for a little bit more spare time, I'm going to give it about 20 more seconds here, and then we'll start our tappity taps. Start tapping on the northern side of the screen. Make sure not to tap the rewards, like actual word, because I noticed that sometimes that doesn't count as a tap for some reason. And 2 out of the 5 on our list have been challenged. It looks like the next 3 of these teams are going to get to move before we do, so we're going to have to account for that. From up to down, I'm going to click challenge again. 3 times, just select 3 open ones, so that in case you click on one that isn't activated, or one that's already done, you still are able to click on another one and start the next fight. Okay, so these dudes have the classic sweep team that I don't think our team set up right now is going to be able to handle. And he's probably about to take us out, in which case that's completely fine. Unless he can't kill my Arendelle, but Hydra Seal will finish him off. I'll actually be really surprised if I pull this through. I'm trying to think if I could. Hold on. This will be funny. Now we'll just wait a little bit longer. That was a full team combo, so that is about the longest you would have to wait. Let's click auto now. Did we win? That's insane. Okay. Well, GG. Even if we lost, that's okay. You still get a token for losing, which is better than nothing. Okay, how many was that? We've done 3 out of the 4, so we could do these next 2, or if you want, you could go ahead and end it now, because the time between refreshes is long enough that we should have spared enough time for this to not hurt us. Okay, and to end our recording, what we're going to do, pull up the bottom of your taskbar, whatever it's called, open all apps to where you have this close all button available to you, click close all. Okay, the app is closed. Make sure that Awaken Chaos Era is on your home screen. Tap it and reopen it. And we're back, baby. Why are we doing this? Okay, we have to reset the game after we run through some people on the list, just in case our network crashes or there's an update or something happens to where you're not able to continue the fight and you're just sitting there doing it all night and doing nothing. This prevents that. Once the word start comes up, just click it. It'll wait a second and you'll have to click it again. Give it 5 seconds to account for lag and stuff like that, just in case, because you never know whenever you get the little twirly bars and you have to wait. Okay, 1, 2, 3, click start again. And this does take about 20 minutes to set up, but again, once it's set up, you just set it for the rest of the day and you don't even have to touch your phone. This is another thing we have to do. We're going to have to close the packs. So just click on the X. It'll be in the same spot every time, at least for the day. You might have to do it again another day in the future whenever they are advertising new packs. Just click Arena, and right there, that's where we stop. This is where we refreshed, remember? Okay, once you've stopped it, you could go back in here and name it, something that's going to remind you what the macro does. Arena full reset, start at refresh, pretty much tells me that I need to start at the screen where I refresh it, and it's going to fully reset the game every time. So that's a good enough name. You could just save that, and now you can load it at any time, to where whenever you open the game, you just press play, and it's going to go through the motions for us. Refreshing the exact same way that we did it, we can just change the speed. Also, people that put defenses like this are very good for stuff like this, because if they just have one unit, the fight isn't going to take long at all, and this could go much faster. The problem is people don't usually do that. I tried to have a singular unit on my defense, but it just made me a target. No one else was doing it. Now, if other people are doing it, I'm going to do it. But that's all you had to do, and your macro is officially done. It's playing. It will repeat infinitely, resetting the game over and over until you have used up all your tickets. So that's going to do it for this one, y'all. Hopefully you liked it and it was helpful, but if you have any questions or are running into any problems, please feel free to join my Discord if you have any questions, but do not be sensitive in there. We have a bunch of different people from all sorts of different games that just like to have fun. But other than that, y'all, that's going to do it for me today, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.